Hello, everyone, and welcome to our Republic Day event at Amar Chitrakatha with Amar Chitrakatha on this beautiful Sunday. Right, my name is Prateek, and with
Hello,
me is
and I'm Sanjana,
right.
and yeah, we are here to celebrate Republic Day and talk a little bit about what this means and have some fun.
Yeah, and we have a really exciting lineup for y'all today. Right, the we're going to start off with the story of Dr. Ambedkar. Right, after we do that, then we're going to have a small quiz, not on the story, just a general India quiz, and largely a Republic Day quiz. Right, so we're going to have that. After we finish that, we are going to have a really special interview with an advocate from Mumbai, Sahana Manjesh, right? And once we do that, Charu Gupta from Fevicryl is going to show you how to make your very own Republic Day photo frame, right? So we have a lot of comments which have started coming in. Hi, everyone. Welcome to the show, right? Welcome to this month's Republic Day event. All right, Sanjana, do
So,
you
what's our
want to
story
tell us a
about?
little bit? Do you want to tell us a little bit about Ambedkar?
Yeah, so we all know Ambedkar. We all know he is the father of our constitution. He has worked a lot for the upliftment of the people of his community and of generally working towards what we know India as today. And he really truly was an amazing human being and a man. I mean, the accomplishments just go on and on. And Pratik, did you know when I was looking up, like I know Baba Sahib Ambedkar and I then keep forgetting
You know him.
stuff about him, but did you know that he was a master of 64 subjects and he knew
What?
9 languages? Yeah,
What? Nine
64
languages.
subjects. Yeah, 9 languages: Hindi, Pali, Sanskrit, English, French, German, Marathi, Persian, Gujarati. I mean, it's just, uh,
That is something else. Nine
yeah.
languages. Whoa. No
In
wonder. I
fact,
mean, like it's not no wonder that he wrote the Constitution. Yeah, he was I mean, he was most primed to write it being a lawyer himself, studying
absolutely.
not just studying law but implementing law, and he actually got a chance to create the Constitution. And for those of y'all who are wondering, I know we all have heard the word Constitution, right? It's in our textbooks, we hear it all around us, and there is the preamble to the Constitution as well, right? Which is basically the introduction to the Constitution for all practical purposes, or the note before the Constitution. And actually, what it actually means, how is it relevant today, and a few other questions are what we are going to be having a conversation with Sahana a little while later, Sahana Manjesh a little while later, and she's going to be giving us a perspective of what is the Constitution, what is the relevance of the Constitution today, what is the preamble, and what are the words that in the preamble, what do they mean, right?
Yeah, what do they mean?
What do they mean? Yeah, so I mean, it's going to be all round a lot of fun, right? And today we decided to do something slightly different, right? Normally, for those of y'all who are repeat viewers, right, we have someone who tells you a story with visuals and things like that. But this time we're not going to do that, right? This time we said let's change it up a little bit, and this time we're going to show you a short animated clip, right? It's like a story come alive, a comic come alive type of a situation, and it's going to be in Hindi, right? So Dr. Baba Sahib, someone's written Dr. Baba Sahib Ambedkar is too good. Have read it. Great job, right? Great job, Alia. So you will already know the story. I mean, a lot of us already know the story of Dr. Ambedkar, right? He was an amazing person all round. Um,
Absolutely. So, shall we?
yeah,
What should
we
we?
shall. Yeah. So bringing to you for the first time on the ACK Streamnet. So for people who are watching on YouTube and on Facebook, welcome. Right, and we have a few more comments which are coming in. Well done. All right, so let's start with the Ambedkar video.
14 अप्रैल 1891 का शुभ दिन था। आर्मी में सूबेदार रामजी साकपाल के यहाँ एक बेटे का जन्म हुआ। एक ज्ञानी बाबा ने तो ये भी भविष्यवाणी की थी कि ये बच्चा आगे जाके बहुत बड़ा विद्वान बनेगा। इस बच्चे का नाम पड़ा भीमराव अंबेडकर। पिता राम जी ने भीम को पहले प्राइमरी स्कूल में भर्ती किया और फिर हाई स्कूल में। अब हाई स्कूल में कुछ ऐसे किस्से हुए जिनका भीमराव के दिमाग पे काफी असर हुआ। हाई स्कूल में उन्हें बाकी बच्चों से अलग बिठाया गया। बाकी बच्चे उनका छुआ पानी पीने तक को तैयार नहीं थे और उनके साथ सबसे अलग व्यवहार हुआ। कुछ ऐसे जैसे कि उन्हें कोई बीमारी हो, उन्हें अछूत कह के धुतकारा गया। इस तरह की बहुत घटनाएं हुई। लोगों के इस बर्ताव से भीम का दिल टूट गया। पर आशा की किरण तब नजर आई जब उनके एक ब्राह्मण टीचर ने उन्हें प्यार और इज्जत दी, अपने साथ बिठा के खाना खिलाया और एक दिन कहा,
भीम, मैं तुम्हारा आखिरी नाम अंबेडकर से अंबेडकर रख रहा हूँ।
तो कुछ इस तरह पड़ा उनका नाम भीमराव अंबेडकर। इसके बाद कहानी कुछ और आगे बढ़ी। राम जी भीम अपने बच्चों को लेकर बॉम्बे आ गए। वो चाहते थे कि होनहार भीम को अच्छी से अच्छी शिक्षा मिले। बॉम्बे आके भीमराव ने पढ़ाई करने में कोई कसर नहीं छोड़ी, दिन रात एक किया। यहाँ भी स्कूल में उन्हें अछूत होने का कलंक सहना पड़ा। बच्चे उनका छुआ ब्लैक बोर्ड नहीं छूना चाहते थे और टीचर ने उन्हें संस्कृत नहीं पढ़ने दी क्योंकि वो एक अछूत बालक थे। इस सब के बावजूद भीमराव अंबेडकर अपनी बिरादरी के पहले बच्चे थे जिन्होंने मैट्रिकुलेशन की परीक्षा पास की। इस मुबारक मौके पे समाज सेवक केलुस्कर ने उन्हें एक तोहफा दिया।
मैं अपने आशीर्वाद के तौर पे बुद्धा के जीवन पे लिखी अपनी नई किताब तुम्हें देता हूँ।
इसके बाद भीमराव ने रमाबाई से शादी कर ली। अब बारी थी आगे बढ़ने और आगे पढ़ने की। और उनके पिता के पास अब उन्हें पढ़ाने के लिए बिल्कुल पैसे नहीं थे। पर एक रास्ता बंद हुआ तो दूसरा रास्ता खुल गया। बड़ौदा के महाराजा गायकवाड़ ने होनहार भीम को 25 रुपए प्रति महीने की स्कॉलरशिप दे दी और ऐसे ही गाड़ी कुछ और आगे बढ़ी। 1912 में भीमराव ने बीए पास किया और साथ ही साथ उनकी बड़ौदा स्टेट सर्विसेज में नौकरी लग गई। ये खुशी उन्हें ज्यादा दिन रास नहीं आई। बस अगले साल ही उनके पिता राम जी चल बसे। भीमराव को ऐसा लगा जैसे कि वो अनाथ हो गए।
पिताजी, मैं तो अनाथ हो गया, अब मैं किससे सलाह लूंगा?
पर जीवन किसी के लिए रुकता नहीं और अंबेडकर भी आगे बढ़े। बड़ौदा के महाराज की मदद से वो 1913 में आगे पढ़ने के लिए न्यूयॉर्क पहुंचे। वहां उन्होंने जम के पढ़ाई की। दिन के 18 घंटे वो पढ़ते रहते। इसी बीच बड़ौदा के दीवान ने उन्हें वापस बुला लिया और बड़ौदा सरकार के साथ काम करने का प्रस्ताव रखा। अंबेडकर बड़ौदा लौट आए। यहाँ भी उन्हें सबने एक बार फिर एहसास दिलाया कि वो अछूत हैं। ऑफिस के अर्दली ने कलीन हटा दिया, कहीं वो झूठा ना हो जाए। यहाँ तक कि उन्हें झूठ बोल के होटल में अपना इंतजाम करना पड़ा क्योंकि कोई उन्हें कमरा देने को तैयार नहीं था। ये बात उनके दिमाग पे गहरा असर कर रही थी।
मुझे ऐसी जगह पे नहीं रहना चाहिए जहां मेरी इज्जत ही नहीं।
बड़ौदा पीछे छोड़ के बाबा साहेब अंबेडकर बॉम्बे पहुंचे। कुछ समय तक उन्होंने स्टॉक्स और शेयर्स का काम किया और उसके बाद उनकी सिडनम कॉलेज में लेक्चरर के तौर पर नौकरी लगी और फिर उनका अगला पड़ाव बना लंदन। जी हाँ, वो आगे पढ़ने के लिए इस बार लंदन की तरफ निकल गए। वो बैरिस्टर बन के 1923 में भारत तो आ गए, पर उनका मन विचलित था। उनका ये मानना था कि ये डिग्री किसी काम की नहीं अगर वो समाज की सेवा ना कर सके या अपनी बिरादरी को इज्जत ना दिला सके। इस सोच के चलते उन्होंने बहिष्कृत हितकरणी सभा की स्थापना की, जिसके अंतर्गत मुफ्त के स्कूल, लाइब्रेरीज और हॉस्टल्स शुरू किए गए। धीरे धीरे बदलाव की आंधी चली। 19 मार्च 1927 को महड़ में बाबा साहेब ने नीची जाति के लोगों को एक कॉन्फ्रेंस में अपने हक के लिए लड़ने की प्रेरणा दी।
समय आ गया है कि हम अपने दिमाग से ऊंच नीच के भेदभाव को निकाल दें।
बाबा साहेब इन लोगों की सभा को चौड़ार टैंक ले गए। भारत के इतिहास में ये एक महत्वपूर्ण घटना थी। नीची जाति कहलाने वाले लोगों को बाबा साहेब ने हिम्मत तब दिलाई जब उन्होंने टैंक का पानी अपनी अंजलि में लेके पिया। नीची जाति के सब लोग चौंक गए और बोल उठे,
बाबा साहेब ने कर दिखाया।
बस फिर क्या था, बाबा साहेब के इस इशारे ने नीचे वर्ग के लोगों के मन में से डर निकाल दिया। हजारों लोगों ने उस दिन उस टैंक का पानी पिया। ये तो बस शुरुआत थी। आगे चल के अंग्रेज सरकार ने नीचे वर्ग के लोगों को अलग अलग ट्रेड्स का इनाम दिया। अंबेडकर का सीना गर्व से चौड़ा हुआ और उन्होंने कहा,
हम पहली जंग जीत गए।
इस बात से महात्मा गांधी जी खुश नहीं थे। उन्हें लगा कि अलग इलेक्टोरेट्स का मतलब है और ज्यादा भेदभाव। अंबेडकर ने गांधी जी की बात पे गौर किया और बाद में पूना पैक्ट पे हस्ताक्षर किए। पूना पैक्ट के तहत नीचे वर्ग के लोगों को अलग इलेक्टोरेट तो नहीं बल्कि ज्यादा हक मिलने का वादा किया गया है। उसके बाद उन्होंने स्वतंत्रता लेबर पार्टी का निर्माण किया। आगे जाके यही पार्टी ऑल इंडिया शेड्यूल कास्ट फेडरेशन के नाम से जानी गई। फिर आया वो महत्वपूर्ण साल जब भारत को आजादी मिली। सिर्फ भारत ही नहीं, बाबा साहेब अंबेडकर के लिए भी जश्न मनाने की बात थी। आखिर उन्हें आजाद भारत का पहला लॉ मिनिस्टर जो बनाया गया था, एक के बाद एक जिम्मेदारियां उनकी झोली में डाली गई। कॉन्स्टिट्यूएंट असेंबली ने उन्हें भारत का संविधान लिखने की जिम्मेदारी सौंपी। दिन रात लगा के उन्होंने ये काम भी पूरा किया। देश के लिए और अपनी बिरादरी के लोगों के लिए इतना कुछ करने के बाद उन्होंने अपने जीवन के आखिरी दिनों में बौद्ध धर्म को अपना लिया।
अगर लोगों को अपनी तकलीफों का अंत करना है तो उन्हें बौद्ध धर्म अपनाना चाहिए। मैं अब अपनी बची हुई जिंदगी बौद्ध धर्म के प्रचार में लगाऊंगा।
अपने जीते जी उन्होंने अपने सपने साकार किए और आने वाली पीढ़ी को ऊंच नीच की दीवार ना मानने का संदेश दिया। डॉक्टर B.R. अंबेडकर 6 दिसंबर 1956 को दिल्ली में चल बसे और अपने आखिरी सफर पे निकल गए।
So that was the story of Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, also known as, lovingly known as Baba Saheb Ambedkar, the father of the Indian Constitution. Right? Sanjana, any thoughts
Yes.
on what we just saw?
Well, that story just reaffirms what I was saying in the beginning, is that really we owe a lot to what Baba Saheb Ambedkar left for us, and what the legacy that he left for us, and the things that he did for the country. I think we owe a lot to him, and very simple things like stuff that we take for granted now are in fact facts, that stuff that he laid down in labor laws and stuff like that we take back home as salary, and it's stuff like that he laid down that is still followed till today. And so yeah,
That is true. And also, I mean, it's to me, one of the interesting things about his story is, besides, of course, the immense value that he has brought to the country in as the Constitution and all of that, is towards the entire perception of the lower caste versus higher caste, right? That entire perception, fighting it, because he's had to overcome a lot, right, to actually be recognized or be given the respect, right, as an equal.
yeah.
Right?
And you don't realize how much work that takes, because
Yeah,
society is very hard to fight, and it's not just it's the fact that you're rising above, fighting all of that, and also fighting to be who you are, in a
and
sense,
fighting
is
for
a lot.
independence,
Yeah,
right,
exactly.
and
It's a
fighting for
lot.
independence.
Yeah.
So yeah,
So yeah. So
that
what do
that's
we have
amazing.
next? Do we have
All right, we have a quiz. Yes, we
Yay!
have a quiz for y'all today, and we're going to be playing the quiz on CrowdPer, right, or crowd.live. So what I would request all of y'all to do is go over to crowd.live, right? I am going to share the screen, and There we go. So you need to go to crowd.live. So you can go on your phone, you can go on your computer, wherever you can go, wherever you can get yourselves logged into CrowdPer, right? Please do that. Somebody's asked us, why are we not releasing new books? We release new books every alternate month almost, right? If not every month, we are releasing many new books every single year, right? These last year, for example, we released Valiant Women, which was women freedom fighters. We have released Sajana. What else have we released?
We have a bunch of folk tales that have released. We had Vikram Sarabhai. We have a whole lot of new books that have been releasing, and like Pratik said, every month or every alternate month. And so please go on the AZK Comics app or on Kindle, and please look up the books. There's definitely a lot to read.
And also,
Tripura,
we have a Republic Day. We also have, sorry, I'm so sorry, Sanjana. We also have a Republic Day sale starting tomorrow, right? So please do check out our offers for this week, right? And also, of course, the ACK Tinkle, and we have a new app called the ACK Junior app, which is only for the ACK Junior and Fun Okay Please, and basically under 8, under 7 content. So there is a lot of exciting stuff happening. And more than that, we are also coming out with NFTs for Tinkle and ACK very soon, close in the future. We're going to be doing that as well. So don't worry, we are very much here, and we do this event every month. And today we have a special Republic Day quiz. What I want you to do is sign in to crowd.live, right? Crowd.live, and type in the code AZ8UR, AZ8UR, right? That's A for Amar Chitra Katha, Z for Zamar Chitra Katha, 8 for 8 Amar Chitra Kathas, U for Amar, you must read Amar Chitra Katha, and R for are we reading Amar Chitra Katha, right? So that is the
well
code
done,
you need to put in. So that is the code that you need to put into crowd.live. Put in your name, right?
I
Today
can
we're
see
just
lots
playing.
of people chatting. I hope you all have gone on CrowdPer and put in the code and have joined us over there, because the questions will come up over there and you will be able to see yourself on the leaderboard. And Akira says, hello, Quizmasters. Hello, Akira. And
All right.
Are we ready to start, Pratik?
Yeah, we have a few players, right? And we are ready to begin, right? So let us start the countdown for the quiz. We will ask you the question. You will have 10 seconds to answer the question. And the faster you answer, then the more correct you answer, more points you will get. And we will tell you that there are no prizes. All right. When was the first Republic Day celebrated? 26th January 1950, 15th August 1947, 26th January 1951, or 26th January 1947?
I hope everybody has been able to log in. Don't worry, you can log in. Sometime the code is right there, and you can log in at any point and join in. So yeah. Oh,
sorry, that
would
by
you
mistake it went ahead. All right, let us have these answers. Right, let's show the correct answer. I think the time is almost up. Oh, sorry, I said 10 seconds. You have 30 seconds to answer each question, right? And all right, let us see what the correct answer is. Let's see what you all have been answering. 33% say it is the January answer, right?
Yeah, 26 January 1947. That is what most people have said. 33% have said.
26 January 1947. Now, we achieved independence on 15th August 1947, right? So the correct answer is
26 January 1950.
Yes, 26 January 1950. All right, so let us take a look at the live scores. The first round, the first question scores. Arush Rutra is in first place with 97 points. Well done, Arush. Okay, now we're going to go through. We have 10 questions to go through in total, right? So we're going to go through the next question. Sanjana, over to you.
Yeah, the next question is going to be up soon. Who is popularly known as the father of the Indian Constitution? Is it
Come
A?
on.
Yeah, this is too easy, especially since we just finished speaking about this. But who is
Yeah.
it? Is it Jawaharlal Nehru, Mahatma Gandhi, Baba Saheb Ambedkar, or Dr. Rajendra Prasad? This is essentially who can
Now,
click you
technically,
fastest
yeah, exactly. Also, technically, there are two father of some things in those
in this
options over
answer.
there,
Yeah.
right? One of them is father of nation, and the other one is father of the Indian Constitution. So you need to give us the Indian Constitution one, not the nation one. Okay, let's see if everyone has gotten the correct answer. Someone has said Rajendra Prasad. Sorry, that is not the correct answer. The correct answer is
Baba Saheb Ambedkar, as we just
well done.
said. All
Well
right.
done. Well done. All right, let's move on to question number 3. Every Republic Day, the armed forces take part in a parade called the Republic Day Parade. Which armed forces take part? Is it the Indian Navy, the Indian Army, the Indian Army Force? No, Air Force, or all of the above? That is a typo in the question. It's not Indian Army Force, it's Indian Air Force.
So which one?
Army Force, it
Is-
seems.
Indian Army.
All right, and let's see how y'all are answering. Right, somebody, just because I wrote Army Force over there, has answered Army Force, but the correct answer is technically all of the above. Right,
Yeah.
all of the above. Yep. So that is the answer we were looking for. Well done to 90% of y'all who have answered correctly. All right, let's move on to question number 4.
All right, question number 4. Who was the president on the first Republic Day? Was it A. Jawaharlal Nehru, B. Dr. Rajendra Prasad, C. Sardar Patel, or D. B.R. Ambedkar? Who was
Let's
the
look
first
at
president?
how y'all are answering. So 38% of y'all say Jawaharlal Nehru, 63% of y'all say Dr. Rajendra Prasad,
And no answers for the other two.
and no answers for the other two. All right.
Okay.
So the correct answer, Sanjana, what do you think the correct answer is?
38% who say that it was Jawaharlal Nehru. Jawaharlal Nehru was never president. He was prime minister. The correct answer is Rajendra Prasad. He was our first president.
Yes, he was our first president, and on the first Republic Day, he was the president of India at that point of time. All right, let's move to question number 5. What is the full name of B.R. Ambedkar? What does the B.R. stand for? Is it A. Bharam Rao Ambedkar? Is it B. Bhima Rai Ambedkar? Is it C. Bhim Rao Ambedkar? Or is it D. Baba Rao Ambedkar? Now, this is kind of tricky, right? Because he was popularly known as, lovingly known as Baba Saheb Ambedkar. But I mean, I'm
don't
sure
give
you
away
already know
anything
the
else.
answers and stuff like that. I was just trying to confuse them actually, right? The
Okay.
correct answer. Let's see how you have answered. 69% of you have answered correctly. It is Bhim Rao Ambedkar. Well done. All right, Sanjana, question number
Okay.
6.
So, number 6, your question is on it is what day is celebrated as the Indian Constitution Day? Is it 15th August 1947? Is it 26th November 1949, 31st December 1949, or 26th January 1951? So, the Constitution was created before or maybe after.
Before Republic Day.
Before,
Right.
yeah.
Okay, you can now talk about it. The time is up. Right.
Okay.
So
All
let's
right.
look
So,
at the correct answer. Right.
wow, well done, 77% of you. 26th November 1949 is absolutely right. That is when Indian Constitution Day is celebrated. Essentially, that is when the Constitution was completed. And
Went
and
in
we
for approvals,
celebrate,
technically.
which is why 26th January was a date chosen to keep that date. So, yeah,
Yeah.
well done.
All right, well done. Most of you are getting all of these right. Well done. All right, let's move to question number 7. Question number 7. What is the national language of India? Is it A, English, B, Hindi, C, both, or D, India doesn't have a national language?
What
You're
was
both
it?
eerily silent on this one. We
Yeah.
don't make any comments to give away anything on this one, don't
No
we?
clues for this one.
No
Y'all
clues,
should know
no,
this.
not just clues, no banter for this one as well, right? So nothing for you, nothing. All right. So we are.
Let's see how y'all did.
Let's see how y'all did. Let's see live answers. 50% of y'all said India doesn't have a national language. 29% of y'all said Hindi. 21% of y'all said both. Right. The correct answer is India does
India
not
doesn't
have
have.
a
Yeah.
national
So
language.
India has a bunch of official languages recognized in the constitution, but does not have a national language.
Yeah, it does not have. It has official languages, not a national language, right?
Yeah.
So that is the basic difference that essentially exists. Okay, let's move on to question number 8. But before we move on to question number 8, let's take a quick
Shall we
look at
see
the
the?
leaderboard.
Okay.
Okay, Arush
Wow.
is well in the lead with 655 points. Harman Singh is in second place with 533. And Parveen Kaur, right? Am I reading that correctly? Sorry. Roslyn Kaur, right? Roslyn Kaur is at 345 points. But don't worry, guys. We still have a lot of quizzing left to go. We have 3 more questions for y'all, right? So let's look at our next question. Our next question is question
All
number
right. So
8.
question number 8 for y'all is: what is the national bird of India? Is it A, the
We
koel?
threw these little googly questions inside, which are
Yeah, I know.
non-Republic Day related, right? Just like that, just to
Yeah.
have some fun with you.
So koel, peacock, eagle, or parrot? Which one?
There is
Never know.
technically there are 2 national birds in there. Just one is ours and one is in other countries, right? But yeah, wow, we are full of trivia,
Okay.
aren't we? Chock
And
block
yeah.
of full of trivia. Okay, let's
Let's
look
see
at
what
how
our
many of y'all got this
how
answer.
y'all did.
Thank goodness,
Wow,
100%
100%.
of
This is
y'all.
amazing.
Well
We
done,
have
well
never
done.
had 100%. There's always one odd person who has another answer, but well
Yeah,
done, everyone.
well done. The correct
Peacock is the
answer
correct
is, of
answer.
course,
There's no
the
point
correct
in
answer. Yeah,
yeah.
dragging this out. Okay, let's move to question number 9. Right. Question number 9 is: who was the first vice president of India? Was it A, Zakir Hussain Khan, B, Jawaharlal Nehru, C, Sarvapalli Radhakrishnan, or D, Sardar Patel? Right. Now, in that list,
Are you going to tell
there
us that
are
there are multiple
there
presidents,
are
just like you
multiple
just
there are
gave the
multiple
multiple
vice
birds and the
presidents.
multiple
Yeah,
fathers?
yeah. Multiple presidents. There are multiple vice presidents. There are prime ministers. There are deputy prime ministers. Right. There's a lot of correlation happening over there. Let's see
Yeah.
how many of y'all got this right. So 67% of y'all say Dr. Radhakrishnan, and 13% of y'all say Jawaharlal Nehru, and 13% of y'all say Sardar Patel. So Jawaharlal Nehru. I've been eating up this word all day today. Jawaharlal Nehru was the Prime Minister of India. Sardar Patel was the Deputy Prime Minister of India, and Sarvapalli Radhakrishnan was the first Vice President of India. Right. And so interestingly, Zakir Hussain Khan was the second vice president of India, technically, right? Because when Dr. Radhakrishnan became president, Zakir Hussain Khan became vice president at that point of time. All right. And we move to our last question. Let's quickly check the score before we move to the last question. What do you say? Or no?
Okay, sure. Let's see the
No?
scores and
No?
then
No?
we'll do
No?
that.
Okay.
Yes, I said
Fine.
yes.
Okay. So Arush
right.
is happily in first place, Harman is in second place, and in third place we have a new person who is in the third place, which is Vasundhara Biswas. Well done, Vasundhara. Let us go to our last and final question. Sanjana, all yours.
Yeah. So the last question is, as part of the preamble to the Indian Constitution, which of the following words appears in it? Equality, liberty, justice, or fraternity?
Now, this is a little bit of a googly question. I'll tell you all this from
Yeah.
the beginning. So think long and hard about which one of these is in the preamble, right?
Well,
Yeah,
Pratik is very, very,
I'm very cheeky. I'm very pleased with myself.
yeah,
Let's see
very
how many
pleased
of
with
you all have
himself.
written equality is in the preamble. One person has said all the rest of them. One
Liberty.
or two people have said liberty, and the rest of them people have said one or two people have said that the other ones are there. And let's see what the correct answer is. The correct answer in this case is all of
Well done,
them.
everyone. It's interesting to see that equality is the one that everyone remembers, which is well done.
Yeah, yeah, well done. But
But
liberty, justice, and fraternity all are there. Yeah.
all four words are in the preamble, and so everyone gets a point. Essentially, we
Yeah.
thought we'll end with
And
everyone getting a point. So let's
let's
see who
see,
our
let's
winner
see
is.
who our winners are. We're going to give top three prizes. You'll get a 1 month subscription to the ACK app. So we have Arush, Harman, and Vasundhara. Congratulations to all three of you. We will be getting in touch with you shortly, right? To let you all know how and what and where we are going to be giving you the prizes and stuff like that. All right. So that brings us to the end of our quiz. I want to give all of y'all a huge round of applause. Right? A massive round of applause for playing the quiz so amazingly. Right? A lot of y'all have played really, really well. Will there be any more quizzes? Somebody has asked. No, there is not going to be too many more quizzes. This is the last quiz that we have. Well, the only quiz that we have. And Jessida Queen says this was cringe. We aspire to that. All right. So, without any further ado, as I said, we were going to have a story, then we were going to have a quiz, and now we have a very, very special guest with us. So, our guest is Sahana Manjesh. Sahana Manjesh is an advocate who's currently practicing law in Mumbai. She grew up in Mysore on a steady stream of tinkle, and she loves stories and she loves talking about the law, and that's why we have her here today as a special guest. So without any further ado, let's get her on screen. So
Hello.
welcome Sahana. Thank you so
Thank
much
you.
for joining us for this one.
I'm so happy
Yeah,
to
thank
be
you
here.
so much.
All right, so Sahana, tell us just a little bit about what you do.
Okay, so I am basically a lawyer, and what I do is to go to court and I fight for people in their cases. I mean, I don't physically fight, I argue for them. I use words and I put forward their case, and then the other side puts forward their case, and we have a judge who decides. But mostly, most of my work is based on the Constitution, because all of these cases come from the rights in the Constitution. And I'm
Right.
really glad to be here to talk about it.
So let's get right into it. Sahana, what is the Constitution?
That's a very good question. so, like we all know, in 1947, we won our independence from the British, right? But after that, what were we supposed to do? How was the country supposed to function? Who would be our leaders? What would our rights be with each other? All of these things had to be decided, right? So Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, as we discussed, was one of the most important people in this, but there were many, many other people involved, and they decided that they will write a book with all of these rules and laws and everything put together for every generation to come, which will become, and this book is like the basic foundation of our country, and that's the Constitution. So basically, what happened was that about 300 people from different parts of India at the time of independence got together. They started discussing and debating about what the Constitution should be, what the rights should be. They wrote it all down. And I saw in your quiz question, you had a great question about what is the Constitution Day. That's a great one, because on the 26th of November in 1949, after spending about 2 years, 11 months, and 17 days, everybody got together and, the constitution was finally written and it was completed. But they decided that on the 26th of January, 1950 is when they will symbolically pick that date to be our Republic Day, when the constitution would be signed and brought into force. Because about 20 years before that, in 1930, that was the day when our freedom fighters decided that they would fight for complete independence from the British, or Purna Swaraj as they call it. Yeah, so like we have a national bird, which was also a quiz question, we have a national book, which is our constitution. And the birthday of our constitution is what we celebrate as a Republic Day.
That's really interesting, and thank you for elaborating on the fact that we do have a national book, and the national book is our constitution. So my next question was actually going to be, why do we have a constitution, right? But I think you covered it in no small terms, right? Of why we have a constitution. But so when you say rules and regulations and things that the country needs to govern by, what does that mean? How do we decide these rules?
All right. So maybe the simplest way to understand the constitution is with the help of our preamble, right? So although I'll show you the constitution, it's this big, there are lots of pages in it. And it's got all kinds of rules about all kinds of things that should happen in our city, in our state, in our country, with other countries, everything, right? But if you were to say there is a key to understanding our constitution and opening it up, then that's the first page, which is almost like the moral of the story, but at the very beginning of a book, which is our preamble.
Right.
So maybe what I can do is to read it out. Would that be a good idea?
Okay, yeah, I think that is fantastic. I think it's a great idea.
All right. So this is our preamble. It says, "We, the people of India, having solemnly resolved to constitute India into a sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic, and to secure to all its citizens justice, liberty, equality, and fraternity, assuring the dignity of the individual and the unity and integrity of the nation in our Constituent Assembly, hereby adopt, enact, and give to ourselves this Constitution." Okay, you both look very confused.
Yes.
It was interesting, and while I heard all those words, right?
Like individually, one understands these words, maybe understands the meaning. But if you could tell us, like in simpler terms, what the preamble is saying to us, what it's trying, what is it all about? What are these words?
Oh, let's do that. So don't be scared. Even though the words are big and complicated, it's actually very, very simple. So let's all, try to understand this together. I'm going to divide this into 3 parts. Okay, this one long sentence, we'll cut it into 3 sentences. First part is, "We, the people of India, give to ourselves," which is simple, but we'll get to that. Second part is that we will be a sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic. I'll explain each of these, but just remember that's our second part. The third part is justice, liberty, equality, and fraternity, that last Trump question where all of these words are in our preamble. That will be our third part. All right, so we'll go one by one. We start with saying, "We, the people of India, give to ourselves this constitution." And this is such a beautiful thing in my mind, because it says that this book belongs to all of us. Maybe 300 people wrote it. Maybe Dr. Baba Saheb Ambedkar was the chairperson of the committee that wrote it. And maybe we have a father of the nation. Maybe there's a God. Maybe there's no God. But none of these people say that it is their book. They say this is our book. We give it to ourselves, each and every one of us. And it's not just for adults, it's also for children. So this constitution belongs to every one of us, regardless of what religion, language, region, age, nothing. Okay, so that's why we give it to ourselves over and over, because this was written in 1950, but we are in 2022, right? But it's still valid, and it will be valid as we go along. So that's the first part, simple enough. We, the people of India, or we, the children of India, give to ourselves this constitution. Now, the next part is a little tricky, but it's important to know what kind of a country we decided to be. We decided to be a sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic. One by one we'll go, all right? First word is sovereign. This means that we won our independence from the British. That was one foreign power. But maybe there can be other foreign powers that want to come into our country. Maybe they want to tell us what to do. But we said, no, this independence is ours. This country is ours. We will choose and decide what is right for our country and what is wrong for it. We'll do it amongst ourselves. We'll talk to each other, but we'll do it. We won't be told by other countries what we should do. Similarly, we won't tell other countries what they should do. But we will all be friendly with each other as countries. So that's why we're a sovereign country. We're independent from any other foreign country or power telling us how to behave. Second word is socialist. This is a very beautiful word again. Socialist means that in our country, we try to make sure that everybody has a chance at having a good life. What does good life mean? That we should have food, never be hungry. We should have a home in which we're safe, where we can go to a doctor if we're sick and if we want to study and become something else, or just so we want to learn something, we all have the right to go to school. So all of these things can't be only for some people, right? Everybody should have a chance at this, because this is like the most basic thing. So the idea of socialism is that we are a welfare state. So all our resources will be shared in such a way that everybody has at least a basic decent life, and we don't end up having only a few rich people and everybody else will be poor. That's no fun, right? We should all come together, live together, and work together. So that's why we're a socialist country. Next important word is that we're a secular country, right? And this basically means what? That in our country, all religions are equal. So you could be a Sikh, you could be a Christian, you could be a Muslim, you could be a Parsi, you may not even believe in God, you could be an atheist. All of these are completely fine. It's up to you what you want to choose and what you want to believe in. And nobody can make a difference, whether it's the government or whether it's anybody else. They can't tell you that your decision is wrong or your religion is bad. We should all live together and work together. That is what secularism means. No matter what our religion, we're all friends. All right. Next two words we'll read together. This is Democratic Republic. It's a very simple thing. This everybody knows. We all know about elections, right? So what Democratic Republic means is that in our country, every now and then, generally every 5 years, we have elections. And we vote for who will be our representatives, who will be our leaders in the city, in the state, in the country, everywhere, right? And if you want, you can also stand for elections. Only thing is you have to be above 18 years of age. That's one thing that we still have. But otherwise, it can't be that we have kings and queens. Nobody can decide that they will be the rulers forever and always. We'll always be answerable to our leaders, and our leaders are answerable to us. Right? So we are a sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic. I'm hoping that we've understood all of this, but we'll come back to it and refresh our minds. I'll just go to the third part. And I thought this third part, maybe we can discuss this in the form of a small story. Right? Okay. So 4 words to remember: justice, liberty, equality, and fraternity. Okay. So the story goes something like this. There is a new law that the government has brought in. Okay, and in this new law, what the government says is that in every locality, there are people who live there, and there's a school in that locality, which is for the children who live around there, right? And there are some children whose parents may not be alive anymore, or whose parents may not be able to afford to send them to a school where the fees are very high. But that's not right? We're a socialist country. We want to make sure that everybody has the right to study. So the government says that for every 100 seats in these kind of schools, 10 seats will be for children whose parents can't afford to send them. Great idea, right? So the government says we'll take care of 10. 90 seats will be by people who can pay the fees. All right, so the law comes into force, and the government also says this law has to use 4 principles whenever there's a problem: justice, liberty, equality, and fraternity. So in this one particular school, the headmistress decides, okay, now let's try to implement this law. Let's try to fill these 10 seats. Those 90 seats that were paid for, 100 minus 10, 90, that's already done. So that admission process is over. Now these 10 seats which are paid by the government, they're open. But unfortunately, although there are only 10 seats, 30 applications are made. So 30 children apply. Now what to do? There are only 10 seats, but there are 30 applications. So the headmistress decides to call 2 other teachers, and they form a little committee. They're like, okay, let's start looking at these admission applications. So they start looking, they start reading, and then they realize of the 30 applications, 10 were false. Okay, so what some parents did, not the children, some parents decided that even though they could pay for fees, they would try to get a free seat. And the teachers saw their salary and they realized, no, they are cheating. It would be unfair if we would pick these children who can anyway go to school and anyway pay for their seats, and if we give these 10 seats to them, it would be unfair to those children who can't afford it, right? So this was them using the first principle. This is the principle of justice, which is that we have to always try to be fair. There are right and wrong decisions, and the government and us, we should always try to do what is the right thing and what is the fair thing. So the headmistress and her teachers, they decide, okay, these 10 applications that are false, we will put them aside. But they still have a problem. There are only 10 seats, but we have 20 applications. Now what to do? So one teacher says, this person, Kabir, his application, I think we should definitely take him. Kabir's father is my driver. And I know that, this family is very poor. They really can't afford to send Kabir to school. I think it would really benefit them. And the other teacher says, but there's this other girl, Geeta, whose application is there. Now, Geeta's mother is my cook. I know Geeta is a very bright girl. We should give her this. So then what were they doing? They were basically looking at some people differently than others, right? They were not treating everybody the same. Just because they know somebody, just because they like somebody, they were trying to pick somebody. So the headmistress said, no, this is against the second principle that applies to us. This principle is of equality. We should make sure that we treat everybody the same, and we shouldn't treat somebody more or less just because we don't like them or we like them or we know them. So they're having this conversation, right? So these two teachers are like, okay, fine. Let's maybe just blindly pick 10 children. If they're all the same, we have to treat them equally. So then the parents of those 90 children who'd already got admission, right, they overheard this conversation. And they thought, it would be so wrong if we sent away 10 children and said only 10 of them can come. So maybe what we'll do is let the government pay for the 10 seats that they had promised to. As parents who also live in this locality, we will pay for the 10 other seats. So all 20 children who are eligible will now get this. Such a great idea, right? So everybody was very happy. The teachers were very happy. They didn't have to send away anybody. But what the parents said was, we have one condition. And our condition is that these 20 children should promise that whenever they grow up, they will only become doctors. Because when we grow old and we need medical help, we need doctors. So our children can do what they want to. But these children, because we're paying for them, right? So we'll put this condition. They must only become doctors. Now, this time, the children of these 90 parents, they overheard the conversation. So they all got together and then they went and met these other 20 children who were waiting, figuring out whether they'll get a seat or not. And they all started talking to each other and they said, this is so wrong. We should have the freedom to do what we want to do. Maybe we want to be astronauts or archaeologists. Maybe we don't know what we want to be. Maybe we just want to write stories, right? But how can they tell us we have to think a particular way and we have to do a particular thing? So they, smart kids, they all decided to use the third rule. And the third rule is that of liberty. Liberty basically means freedom. Freedom to choose what we want to do, what we want to think, how we want to dream, where we want to be. As long as we're not hurting somebody else, we can't be stopped from doing something. And that's a very important part of our preamble. So now these children, these 110 children, because we have 10 extra children now, all of them write down their arguments. Maybe they would become very good lawyers. So they all write down their arguments and then they go to their teachers and they go to their parents and they give this great presentation. And they said, we're very happy that you're trying to get 10 more children, but we are very, very unhappy that you're putting this restriction. So we should all be free to do whatever we want to do. And the teachers and the parents are so happy to hear their children teach them the right lesson. Because you know what they've done in this whole process of discussing with each other, talking to each other and coming up with things and treating everybody nice? They were using another principle. That's the principle of fraternity. Fraternity is basically the fact that we should all be nice to each other, we should love each other like we would love our brothers and our sisters and our friends. And that's all these 4 principles of our preamble: justice, liberty, equality, and fraternity. Simple, right? It's actually very simple. This is something we all do in our everyday lives. We treat each other well, we treat each other equal, we give each other the space to do what we want to do. And that's basically what the preamble is doing. These principles, what the preamble says is actually the principles that run throughout the constitution. Although it may be very big, it's big because it has to give, there's so many states in our country, so many languages, so many different people, so many rules have to be there. But all rules ultimately have to come back and follow these 4 principles.
Wow,
So
thank you so much
That
for
was-
that,
that was
Sahana.
actually-
That was amazing. Like, I am going to totally be able to quote stuff very
Yeah, very
authority now.
knowledgeably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, and actually, this makes it a lot simpler for children to understand, and I feel that that's important in itself. In fact, there's somebody in the comments who said, Divya Agarwal, that is there a book that I can give my 9-year-old to help her understand the Indian Constitution? And yeah, would you like to tell us what that book is?
Yes. So actually, this book is also a very favorite book of mine. I think it applies to children and adults alike. It's a book called We the Children of India, and it's written by Justice Leela Seth, who's a very loved and respected judge. And she's written this book. It's got beautiful illustrations also, and she explains all of this much better than I do. And also, what I think is very nice, and if I have the time, maybe I can read it out. In the end, she's put the preamble in very simple words. So
Right.
maybe I can read that out.
Yeah,
Sure.
sure.
And
But
just
before you do
before
that,
we
I have
do
a,
that, we have 2 more questions. Sorry, Sanjana.
Okay.
Before we get it from the audience, right?
Okay.
First one is by Alia. That Alia is, we have the largest constitution in the world. Is that correct?
You're right. So we have the largest, or rather longest, written constitution in the world. So that's how trivia people like to put it. So basically, different countries have constitutions. Some actually have not even written their constitution. One great example is the United Kingdom. They don't have a written constitution, but they do have rules that they should abide by. But you're right, India has the longest written constitution. And another fun fact is that our constitution brings together ideas from lots of other constitutions. So there was actually one person who was given this job. His job was to go to different countries and get copies of different constitutions so that they could borrow ideas. And of course, a lot of ideas are original. But yeah, you're right. Longest written constitution.
That's longest written constitution. And as you said,
I-
we borrowed ideas. And I remember that we borrowed from many different countries. It's not just from 1 or 2, but from many different countries. The team that actually wrote the constitution gets through that much content before they actually put down the rules that we should have in our country. Right?
yeah.
The second is from Jessica. Can any prime minister or president or government can change or add something in the constitution? Right?
Wow, I
what do
love
we
this
do?
question. That's a fantastic question. So there's a word for this. It's called amendment. So our constitution, another very common phrase they use is that our constitution is a living constitution. It means it's not set in stone. It's not like they wrote it in 1950 and they said, okay, now this is it. Nothing will ever change. This is exactly how everything should continue to be. No. They also allowed in our own constitution, with the wisdom that they had, that times can change. Maybe not everything is covered in our constitution. Maybe new things should be included. So they've allowed for something known as amendment to the constitution. But it's not very simple to amend the constitution because they also don't want to make it so open to change that people can change something so basic and fundamental as equality and liberty and things like that. So they have the courts. So basically, what are the courts supposed to do? The courts are supposed to be the guardians of the constitution. So if there is any amendment that is made in the constitution which goes against something very basic to the constitution, they call it the basic structure. If anything goes against the very fundamental basic structure, then those amendments are not allowed. But yes, there is a process for amendment. It's not just the president or the prime minister who can do it. It's a complicated process where in some cases all of the states or majority of the states also have to agree to it. And within the parliament, both the Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, there has to be an overwhelming majority allowing for it. And only then can the president sign off and say, okay, the amendment is acceptable.
All right.
And that's basically, it's a long process for an amendment to happen, because a lot of people have to agree to it, right?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Before it can actually get made into the constitution, before the constitution actually gets changed, right? Or even, I think this is the same process to add something to the constitution as well, right?
Correct.
So it's not only about changing something, but it's also about add something, or to remove something from the constitution, right? Something which is outdated, or something that is new. That's fantastic.
Right.
So Divya has asked the question again, what is the name of the book?
Name of the book? Oh, sorry. It's called We the Children of India by Justice Leela Seth.
All
Okay.
right. We hope you have that, Divya. And do we have time for one more question? I have one question that I really, really want to ask.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay. So we're talking about children and this book, and what essentially I want to know, and if there's specifically something, are there some rights that our constitution has given to children, specifically for kids?
Okay. So, the great thing is, in our constitution, all the rights apply to children as well. Because when we say we the people, all children are also treated the same way. But you're right, there are some special additional rights that children have. So some of these are the right to education. So the story example that I was giving is actually from a right that our constitution recognizes, which is the right to free and compulsory education. Another important right is that children should not and cannot be employed in places which are dangerous or what they call hazardous. So basically, this is against child labor. And we also have the right to basically protect the childhood of children, in the sense that they should not only be not made to work or have the right to education, but they should also be able to fulfill their childhoods, to dream, to play, to do all of these different things. And we make sure that there's protection for the children as a society, as a country. That's also recognized in our constitution.
Wow, thank you.
Thank you so much
all
for
right,
that. And you wanted to read one passage before we let you go. Thank you so much for such detailed and simple explanations that you have given us. But yes, please continue.
Okay, so this is from the book We the Children of India. So what Justice Seth does is, towards the end, she rewords a very complicated thing that I read out in the beginning, the preamble, to say something like this. We, the children of India, having taken a firm decision to make India an independent, democratic country that will provide a better life for all Indians, that will not make any religion more important than any other, and will respect all religions and beliefs, and will make sure that all of us are treated fairly and honestly, are free to think, to act, to practice the religion or belief of our choice, are equal and are given the same chances to make our lives better, and will encourage among us love and respect for each other so that we stand united and care for our country. Now give to ourselves this constitution. So with that, I'd like to wish everybody a very, very happy Republic Day.
Thank you so much,
Thank you,
Sahana.
and wishing you as well.
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay. Onwards,
so that was fantastic. Thank you so much. That was Sahana Manjesh. So thank you, Sahana, for being with us, right? And for explaining that so beautifully and so simply. If you'll want to read the book from which she read that passage, right? It's called We the Children of India by Justice Leela Seth. We've put it in the comment box, so you can go and check it out. And now we move to the last part of our event, right, which is the art and craft part of the event with Fevicryl. So we have a very special partner with us called Charu Gupta, who I'm going to get onto the screen right about now. Hi, Charu. Thank you so much for being with us. Welcome. Hello. Wishing you a very happy Republic Day in advance.
Thank
right?
you.
Thank
and
you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. And Charu, what are you going to be doing for us? What are you going to teach us today?
Yeah. So right now we are here for our clay modeling session, and as Pratik already told, myself Charu Gupta. And what we are going to do today now, we are going to make this cute Republic Day theme photo frame. Okay. So what we are going to make this cutie photo frame. So please give me
Lovely.
2 minutes. Without wasting much time, I'll set my camera.
Absolutely. Charu, over to you, right?
Yeah.
All yours.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
So here we are, guys. So what all material we need for today's session, let me explain you quickly. This is the Fevicryl Mouldit. It comes in two parts, resin and hardener. Okay. One is resin and one is hardener. And here are acrylic colors which we need for the session. This is Fevicryl Fabric glue, and these are the few outliners. That's all we need for the today's session. So let's start with our beautiful article, that is beautiful Republic Day themed photo frame. So what you need for the first? Okay, you need one card sheet or a corrugated sheet. Anything you can use. Okay. So I have already cut the base frame with this card sheet. I was having the thick card sheet, so I am using this. Even we can use the corrugated sheet for the same thing. So what measurement I have taken already? It is 8 by 6 for the outer rectangle, and for the inner one is 5 by 4. Okay. So you have to cut the photo frame in this manner. Okay. Now we'll start with the clay part. So as I already told you that we have one resin and we have one hardener. And after mixing this resin and hardener, you will get the clay in the form of this white dough. Okay. Whenever you will mix all these two parts, you'll get the clay dough in this white form. Okay. Now what we will do, we will start our process. We have to cover all these sides with the clay. So how we will do? Let's. I'm just rolling my Mouldit. Okay. And I'm using here talcum powder. Don't forget to use talcum powder, please. And I'm taking my rolling pin and I'm rolling my Mouldit. And I'm sure whenever you will try this, you will really have a fun with that. And please try it soon, as the theme is also Republic Day. And now here, I have already done the few parts here. And now I am going to do the clay part, the clay work here. So this is the fabric glue. Apply the fabric glue here. And the slab which you have created with the Mouldit, just place it. And cover the part, the base part with the clay. And I'm sure the kids must be enjoying this session, because they love to work with the clay. And as this is the Fevicryl Mouldit, I'm sure you will really have fun with that. And please make sure that you should try with that. And always smoothen the Mouldit with the help of talcum powder. Even you can use water for smoothing also. Just see the process, and it is very easy. Now I am going to cut the extra part. I'm using my cutter. Cut it carefully. Okay. Now cover this joint also with the help of talcum powder, or even you can use water. See, I have dipped my finger in water and I am merging it. You have to merge these two joints. Okay. and the edges should be smooth enough. So for smoothing, I am using talcum powder here. Smoothen it nicely. So my one side is over. Now come back to this side. Again, I am taking the Mouldit. And if you are very much new in using the Mouldit, then you have to do this clay work within 30 to 40 minutes. Afterwards, it will be dry like a stone, as it is a air dry clay. Roll it. Roll it nicely. Okay. Now next step again. Apply the fabric glue. Oops, it's not coming. Yes. Place the slab over it. Okay. And smoothen it. Cover it nicely. And cut the extra part. Only we have to cover the frame, which we are taking it as a base. Okay. Yeah. Now, what we have to do? We have to smoothen the edges. So what I am using here? I am using here my talcum powder. So I am smoothing the edges so that my frame should look neat. Smoothen the edges very nicely. Smoothen even these joints. Make sure to cover the frame, base frame, which we have made with the card sheet. Okay. Now I have done with the base work. Now the next step is what you have to do. You have to take any ruler. Okay. Why I need ruler here? For giving this brick kind of texture. So what I will do? I'll take the talcum powder. Okay. I'll dust my ruler edges. Okay. And I'll mark the texture as a brick. Very simple and quick process. And see how neatly the lines are forming. The texture. No need to press very harshly. Very light press you have to give. Very light and gentle. Okay. Again I am dusting my scale. And I am doing the work here now. Okay. Now what I have to do? I have to give the horizontal line. Sorry, vertical line. Now I am doing that lines with the cutter. Because small line texture I have to give, right? I am going to make brick form. Hope you all are enjoying and you all will try it soon. Interesting now? Yes. Just give light press No need to press it harshly. Only a texture I want. It is really a fun, guys. And it's a kind of stress buster also. I'm sure as I am enjoying this, you will also enjoy. I have done with this base part. Now the major thing what I have to make here, I have to make here the loop. Loop for what? For hanging, like this. This kind of loop I want. So that I can hang it on my wall. So for that again, what I want little Mouldit. Okay. I have to roll it. I have to make a coil. Very small coil I need for this. I don't want that much big coil, so I am cutting it in part. This one is enough for me. Okay. And now what I am going to do, I am just going to make a loop and I am fixing it here on top. So I am done with the basic work of photo frame. Apply the fabric glue once again. Yeah. And done. It will take 10 to 15 minutes to dry. Okay. So my base work is ready. Now we will come to the decorative part. So I'll keep it aside. So the decorative part is what? The decorative part is the balloons here, which you are seeing, the colorful balloons. And the next is two cute human figure. Okay. And here few decorations. Okay. So we are going to do with this human figure. So for that, what you need your card sheet. Okay. So what you have to do, you have to cut a rectangle. Okay. Like this. And then you have to cover this piece with the clay. So again, take your rolling pin, make a thin slab, apply the fabric glue, place the slab over it, cut the extra part. Okay. Now and then dust your cutter so that it should not be sticky and the edges should be clean. Okay. And then smoothen it. Okay. Now this is the body part of that human figure. Okay. Now what we have to make? We have to make the face. And we will take again our molded clay, roll it, and roll it in a oval shape. We need that shape little thick only. Okay. No need to make very thin. And then place it on top of this body like this. Okay. Somewhat you will get after dry like this. See here, backside I have used the card sheet only and I have done with my human figure. So hope you have cleared about this human figure. Now come back to this balloon. How I made these balloons? Again, you need what? Card sheet. I have already cut the shape of balloon from the card sheet. Okay. Now, what you have to take? Again, the mold it, roll it, make a thin slab, not very thin, not very thick. Okay. And then what you have to do? You have to take your glue, apply the glue over it, place your molded slab, and then cut the extra part with the help of cutter. I am sure kids are enjoying, right? Yes. Remove the extra part. Now the next step is what? Smoothen the edges. Simple, right? Take the base, then take the clay, mold it, roll the mold it, place the slab onto the base, whatever you want, cut the extra part, and then smoothen it. So easy, chef. And my balloon is ready. Here is my small, cute balloon. Yay! So my balloon is ready. So in the same manner, I have already made so many balloons for you. I'll show you, wait. See. So I have made so many balloons beforehand. Okay. So let's go with the next step. Next step is placing all the whatever we made, no, that human figure and balloons over it. But before that, we have to do base color of the frame. So the next step is now coloring. So we'll start with the coloring part. See, my frame is still wet because it will take 25 to 30 minutes to complete dry. Okay. So I have already made a frame beforehand only. So here is my frame. What I have done, don't look here right now. Okay. As I already taught you the basic frame method, in that same manner only I made this frame. Now, what I have done beforehand, I have given the white acrylic color coat on the base. Okay. So what is the next step after making this frame? You have to apply white acrylic color coat. Okay. We have the white acrylic color coat in this our acrylic kit. Here you have to give the coat of white color. And after that, what we will do? I am going to decorate this frame in tricolor. So for that, I am going to take my orange shade and my green shade. Okay. Now, let's start with the coloring. So I am taking my orange color first and I am taking my brush. So alternate basis I am doing the coloring. I am going to take the theme as a tricolor, right? So what I will do? First brick orange, second white, and third the shade is here light green shade, this one. Number 12 I am using. Okay. So little work beforehand I have done, but the rest of the work I am going to do in front of you only, so that you are clear with the steps. So I am taking the orange color. As I told you, I am going to take it in alternate basis. So here, first brick I am doing with orange. Okay, leaving 2 bricks for other 2 colors. Come to the next line. First I am finishing the orange color work. Okay. And there is no hard and fast rule that in this brick only you have to do orange or green or what. Only just maintain the tricolors, that's all. Okay? Do it nicely, carefully, and neatly. I hope you all are enjoying. So in that manner, you have to finish your coloring. Okay. So let me take the green color. Wash my brush. I'm washing my brush. Piping it. Okay. And now orange and white and green. So here orange, white, green. In that sequence, I am going to take my color. As I told you, there is no hard and fast rule that on which particular brick you have to apply orange color or green color or white color. No. You have to just follow the tricolor, which I am doing right now. It's looking beautiful, right? I'm really enjoying it. Okay. So again, in the same manner, we will fill the rest of the part. So again, I am taking my orange color. I'm washing my brush. Orange, leaving for white, green, and then again orange. One by one, you have to fill all the bricks. Bricks means the texture which I had given. As we are here for celebrating the Republic Day event, so I am using this tricolor theme. Nicely you have to do, and it will look beautiful. Again, come back to here. It's looking vibrant, right? And coloring is always fun, especially for kids. And if you will miss any step, later on you can watch the video. Video will be here only at Amar Chitrakatha studio page. So for your future reference also you can have a look. We are going to finish our orange work. Yes, we have done with our orange work. Now again we will come back to our green shade. Okay. Orange, white, green. In that manner, I am just filling my brick texture. And whenever you will make this photo frame, whenever you will try, please post it on your Insta handle, and even you can tag me as well. My Insta handle is Crafty Charu. You can tag me, you can tag Amar Chitrakatha as well. And we would love to see your creations, lovely, lovely creations. Oops, by mistake I had orange here. I will repaint it. Okay. So carefully you have to paint. Don't forget to share your creation, kids. Yes. Now little work only here. Interesting, right? Yes. I have done with the basic framing coloring. Now what we have to do? We have to color balloons, right? So where are my balloons? My balloons are here. Here is my balloon. Here is my balloon. I'll show the coloring in one balloon so that you will be, means you'll know how to do that. So I'm taking here my lemon yellow. Okay. I'm taking here my flat brush. And I'm taking my color. And I'm just holding it from one corner and coloring it. For few shades, you have to give double coat. Okay. Double coat means when the first coat will get dry, then after, when it gets fully dry, give the other coat with the same shade. So my yellow balloons are ready. In the same manner, I have already colored the few more balloons for you. So here are my balloons, the blue balloon, the red balloon, the deep grill purple balloon, and the yellow balloon. So my balloons are ready. My frame is ready. So what is the next step? The human figure, which we have made with the help of the card sheet itself. So let's color the human figure. So for that human figure, one second, it is wet. I will keep it little aside. These all are dry. So yeah, I want the stick part in green color and the face is in skin shade. Okay, skin shade we will make. Now here is my stick part. That is my body, human figure body, right? So I am taking here sap green. Okay. And then I am coloring it. Simple coloring only. Simple coloring. Okay. Now come to the face part. For face part, I want to give skin tone. So how I will make the skin tone? With the help of white and orange. So what I will do? I'll take my color palette. I'll take the white color. Okay. More of white and very, very little touch of orange shade. Very light. See. Very, very light. That's it. And no need to add water in it. If your color is thick, then only need to add water. Otherwise, no need for this. Okay. And paint the face. Like this. Okay. Okay. Now the base of this human figure also ready. Next is what we have to do. We have to make the features. As this is wet, we will do the feature work here. Okay. This is also same. So what we will take? We'll take the black color. I'm taking my thin brush, thin and round brush. Okay, I'm taking the black acrylic color and I'm making the hair part. Very simple, just a horizontal line on top and fill it. Okay, and then we will make small eyes. So for that, only just 2 dots and 1 smiley. Ready. See. Okay. As this one is wet, so I will not touch this human figure. I'll do later on after getting it dry. So let's assemble our photo frame. So this is my photo frame. These are my human figures and these are my balloons. Yes. Before assembling, what we have to do? We have to do the decoration of photo frame with the help of 3D outliner. Okay. Where is my 3D outliner? Here. So I am taking my yellow 3D outliner. I am just checking the nozzle. Yes, perfectly fine. So I am making the few designs on that. That's all. Zigzag. So that it will look more attractive. Okay. Hope it is clearly visible to everyone. Yes. In this balloon, what I am going to give? I am just placing the dots. Very simple and beautiful. Okay. Now here, I am taking the other liner. I am taking the white one now. And here I am going to do zigzag line only. Any design you can make, any design, whatever you feel. Okay. Here also again, here I am placing the dots. Yes, dot, dot, dot. And here also. Okay. And these my yellow balloons are wet. So I will not touch these balloons, yellow ones. These are my wet. So no, I'll take again this one more dry one is here. Giving the zigzag line. So I have done with the balloon part also. So now the assembling part is left, guys. So what we will do, let me check this frame is wet or dry. 1 second, we have to be careful, right? It is still little wet, but anyways, I can show you the placement. Yes, I can show, yeah. So what you have to do now, as your photo frame is ready, okay, with the base color and with the tricolor. Now what you will do, you just take your fabric glue. Where is my fabric glue? Here. Okay, take your fabric glue and take your human figure. No need to color it from the back side. Apply the glue and place it here in the corner. Okay, same for this also. Right now it is wet. Second one is wet and it's not yet completed because it is wet. So I will not place currently here. But in the same manner, you have to place it here. Come back to the balloon here. So for balloons also, before the placing of balloon, you have to make the thread for the balloon. We are holding the bunch of balloon in a thread, right? So in the same manner, we are going to make the thread here. So I am just making the line with the 3D outliner, yellow shade I am using. Okay. You have to make the long threads. These all are small, cute adjustments. After completing this, your frame will look beautiful and eye-catchy. Okay? And now what you will do, after drying this 3D outliner, okay? Currently I am doing because I am in session, but when you will do, you will wait for getting it dry, okay? When it will get dry and when your balloon work is also get dry, then only you apply the fabric glue. 1 second. As my bottle is open now, so it's not coming. Yeah. And then place it on the frame. Okay. Make sure that each and every part should get dry. Then only you should attempt this step. Okay. Apply the glue nicely. And please remember, it should get dry up. Then only you have to add these small, cute accessories on your frame. Okay. And apply the glue nicely. My 3D outliner is wet, so I have to be careful. Yes. See. My frame is ready. I'll show you the original one so that you will have the idea. 1 second. Yeah. See here. This is a horizontal frame which I made, okay, which you have seen in poster 2. And this one is vertical. So any shape you can make, you can go with this horizontal or you can go with the vertical also. So here I have checked only the one human figure because right now the second one is wet. So no need to take chance. So my frame is ready. How it is looking? Is it looking beautiful?
It's looking absolutely amazing, Charu. It's looking fantastic. Thank you so much for that.
Thank you, Prateek. Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for having me here for today's
Yeah.
session. And I hope you all will love this. Means whenever you will try all these stuff, you will just have fun. And just wait. Let me adjust the camera.
Yeah. Yeah, there we go. Yeah. So, Charu, that was absolutely fantastic. And I love the way you gave us step-by-step instructions. There were a couple of questions which were asked. Can they use regular clay for this?
Regular clay means air dry clay, and I will suggest you this Fevicryl Mouldit is really a superb clay, and it is means economical also, and plus working it very nicely, very nicely.
And it
Even
hardens on its own, right? It's basically it's air hardening. You don't have to kiln harden it, or it doesn't start crumbling when it becomes hard. Essentially, like
not
Play-Doh or things like that, right?
not at not at all.
Yeah.
Even if you're a beginner, you can really means you will be comfortable whenever you will use this.
Use this. Okay, absolutely fantastic. Actually, recently I had gotten. I was looking for that thing. We had gotten the similar clay which you were showing, the hardened, the molded clay, right? And we made some really fun stuff with it. And there's a lot of possibilities to do things with that. And remember, everyone watching at home, make sure you measure your photo first, right? So you take your measurement of your photo.
1 second. I was seeing actually that only. I have taken the photo also print out, and I want to show it. Yeah, 1 second. No, I think I have missed it somewhere. Yeah,
That's
whenever
fine.
you place the photo, you have to color it from the back for the final finishing, and then you have to place the photo, and the border of the photo you have to apply the Fevicol here or fabric glue and place your photograph in that manner, and your frame will looking in this beautiful shape.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for that, Charu. And I would really like to thank Fevicryl for introducing us to Charu as well, and for this workshop today. So thank you so much to Fevicryl, and of course to Charu. Happy Republic Day to you, Charu. Wishing you a happy Republic Day.
I would love to say thanks to Amar Chitrakatha, thanks to Amar Chitrakatha team, thanks to my Fevicryl team for giving me this wonderful platform along with you people. Thank you guys. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Thanks so much, Charu. We'll hopefully see you soon. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay then. Bye bye.
All right. Bye.
All. Happy Republic Day.
Thank you. All right, so that brings us to the end of our session today, right? Sanjana has already gone off to celebrate and create her own frame, right? So that she can be ready for Republic Day as well. And from Amar Chitrakatha, we would love to wish you a very happy Republic Day. Vasundhara, don't worry. If you filled in your details in the crowd.live when you logged in, right, we will have that data with us and we will get in touch with you. Yeah. So yes, thank you so much, everyone. Have a lovely Republic Day on 26th of Jan on Wednesday. And don't forget, under any circumstance, don't forget to watch the Republic Day parade, because it is absolutely fantastic. Vasundhara, I just mentioned it, right? We will this thing. Yeah, cool. All right. Bye everyone. Have a good Republic Day, everyone. And again, watch the parade, read Valiant Women for Our Freedom Struggle and Dr. Ambedkar's story as well. So bye.